All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. And today I'm doing an author chat. And I want to introduce Marian Beaman, who is a memoirist. And she's written two memoirs, Mennonite Daughter, Story of a Plain Girl. And part two is My Checkered Life, which is the story, Marian, of your beginning with your marriage, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, so great. So welcome, Marian. It's good to see
Yeah.
you again.
Yeah, I'm pleased to and honored to be able to chat with a very well-known librarian who does YouTubes and podcasts and Zoom calls.
Well, I'm trying to diversify. This has been a lot of fun getting ready for it. So I think we're ready for some fun here. Um, I was wondering if you could just tell us a little bit about yourself and how your career as a teacher and how you became a writer.
That's a good place to start. I've been teaching since I'm 21 years old, and I taught for so many years, decades. Then I retired because I saw that, of course, I'm getting older. My parents, my other relatives needed some help. So I retired. And then I miss my colleagues. I miss the students. I had no social interaction. I was sitting here at home.
Oh, yeah. It's a big change.
It's a huge change.
Mm-hmm.
And so, well, it takes a couple of years after you retire, I'll say that, to get your bearings.
Yeah.
I did French. I took some French lessons, and I tried some other things that just didn't challenge me. I wasn't interested in. And then a couple years into my retirement, I get in the mail continuing education brochures. And this one came from the place I did graduate school, University of North Florida. And it said, one of the entries was, "What the heck is a blog?" And this is back in 2012. And blogging had been going on for many years, but I was out of it because I was grading teaching classes. So I attended this class, and the woman who was leading a discussion showed examples of good blogs. And one of them was named Shirley Hershey Showalter. Now, I knew from her name that she lived in Lancaster County. She probably went to my school, Eastern Mennonite College, and met a guy from Virginia. That's what you can tell from a name. And the facilitator said, "Well, she has a wonderful blog." And I looked at it and I thought, that's great. I wonder if I could do that. So I started blogging, and my early efforts are certainly that of a beginner. And then when I got enough steam up, that, in my opinion, I contacted her, and then right away we became friends. We had so much in common. So my books have come from my blog posts. Mm-hmm. Plain and simple. Yeah. So that's how I started.
I meant to, before we came on, I meant to look up when we started following each other, because I think you can do that like in WordPress, because Marian and I have been blogging friends for I don't know, 5 years maybe.
I was going to say five or six for sure.
I'll look it up.
Any of your blog posts, and you tune in on mine.
I don't know how we found each other. Yeah. I want to ask you, your full name is Marian Longenecker. Am I saying that right?
Longenecker is my maiden name. It's a German Mennonite name. German.
Isn't that like a famous basket making company in Pennsylvania?
Well, that's news.
Longenecker. I feel like there's like some super popular baskets in Pennsylvania. Longenecker. I'll look it up. But
I have been away from Pennsylvania. I've lived in Florida for over 50 years.
I didn't know that. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
56 years, the length of our marriage, actually.
Wow.
So we would go back frequently when our kids were little, and we visit friends and relatives. But now they're gone. The
Yeah.
houses have been sold and we don't go
Yeah.
back much anymore.
Yeah.
I will be going to my my class reunion in April of 24. My high school class reunion.
Oh,
So I'll for
nice.
sure go down.
How many were in your high school class?
A little over 100.
Okay.
I think it was, or maybe I'm thinking of my college class. I'm not sure, but it wasn't
Huge number.
it wasn't gigantic.
Yeah. All right. So what inspired you to write Mennonite Daughter?
Well,
Here,
the
I'm going to hold
volume.
up my copy. Oh, and I meant to tell you, this I got from our library. Did you know it's autographed?
Yes. Now I autographed it because I did. Yeah. Yes, I did a presentation to one of my mentor friends, Susan Widener. She uses your library and she also has a women's writing circle. So she said, if you give me, when I was there, I sold books, a few, and she got one complimentary. And then she said, if you give me one extra, I'll put it in the library, the library that you look
Yeah.
at. So that's how come it's
Yeah.
autographed. Yeah, it's worth something, Barbara.
It's due, so I don't know whether I maybe I should just hold on to it and not return it and say, oh, sorry, it's missing. I'm not going to do that.
If we meet, I will give you an autographed copy with your name on.
Well, so how did it come about?
Okay,
Blogging,
so then I was invited to a writer's retreat at Checkered in Virginia.
Oh, right.
Where the wild ponies are. And those people, except, Shirley was there, the one whose blog inspired mine. And then others were there. And as luck would have it, or as good fortune would have it, they became my mentors. I was older than all of them, but they all had written books. They all wanted to help this poor lady that's starting out, you know. I was a teacher.
So
I've written
nice.
Journal, you know, I've written for educational journals. I had no trouble, you know, writing that, but writing stories was a different commodity altogether. So I had to take some classes to learn how to tell a story.
Right. And a memoir, that's a different, it's not the story of your life exactly chronologically. It's, you have to decide what to pick out and talk about, right?
Yeah. Thanks for pointing that out. An autobiography is written usually by famous people who have a ghostwriter, and they write about their entire life.
Right, because you're like, oh, I didn't know you were such a good writer.
I'm not a celebrity, and so I was told to write memoir, you're writing from memory, not from your imagination. As a fiction writer would do, you're writing from your memory, and so. Two things, you have to go back and recall things. And then also you are, you're working on your psyche too. Because if I wrote, my memoir has at its core, my pathway to forgiveness of my father. So I had to do some psychological type work. So as I'm writing this literary thing, this book, I'm also doing work on my psyche, if that's the correct one.
Yeah.
So whatever I would have given to a therapist, I
put in here.
Those funds I used to publish my book.
Right. Well, that's a big distinction, because when you're writing fiction, you can detach yourself from it a little bit and not own the experiences the way in a memoir you absolutely, it's your feelings too. It's not just facts. So super interesting. And so I like how you have a lot of pictures in here. And now, did you say, like, I have some illustrations in here? Is that your husband's work?
Right.
Very nice.
He contributed all the artwork, and some of it very intricate, to my first book. Then the second book about our marriage, he did even more illustrations, restored photographs. Then he designed the interior, and he also wrote 2 or 3 of the stories. And he did get on my nerves sometimes. the 2 creative people working together under the same roof. Well, and I'm sure it was a reciprocal thing. I don't think it was.
That's what makes things checkered, which we'll talk about in your second book. So I have to say, I know I don't think people are going to know what this book is, but one of my favorite books growing up was called Cotton in My Sack. It's by Lois Lenski, and it was illustrated. And these illustrations remind me so much of, I think she illustrated it also. It's not
I've heard
a very
of her
well-known
name.
book. Lois Lenski. I don't think she became I don't know, for some reason it became, I really liked that book. But I want to ask you another thing is this, in the very beginning you have, it's like an artist's rendering. It's the Longenecker family at Bossler Mennonite Church and Schoolhouse. So it's
okay.
Tell me about that.
Yeah. Thanks for asking. That's my home church, the Mennonite Church in Elizabethtown, Pennsylvania, in the schoolhouse. The schoolhouse. And then the picture was fabricated. My husband took pictures from a photograph and redid them and imposed them on the setting. So it looked like it happened.
Like everybody's gathered. I'm going to zoom in. On this Zoom call, I'm going to zoom in, and I don't know if the focus is good or not, but you can see the figures there. That's
he made up the car. This would have been in the 50s.
Okay. All right. That's really clever. I like it very much.
Thank you. I'll pass that on to Claire.
Okay, you should. Yeah. All right. So I want to talk a little bit about your second book. And if you could hold it up for us, it's called My Checkered Life. And I mentioned before, it's a story about your marriage. Up a little higher. There we go. Yeah. That's a shiny. Oh, before we stop, I like this cover.
Yes.
It's got a really nice feel to it. Now that cover is also super nice. It's shiny. Is it a laminated?
I don't like shiny.
Oh.
I didn't have a choice.
Oh, it looks great. Yeah.
I know, but I wanted them to match. I wanted I wanted the 2 books to, because, well, one's a sequel to the other, but I didn't have a choice of the matte finish.
This is called a matte finish. Is that right?
Yeah, and this is shiny, but I'm
sure I like both a lot. So super cool. So, all right. So was it a natural progression to write about the second part of your life? Did you feel like when
yes
you
and no
first?
I have been, I started blogging in 2013. Now it's many years later, and I'm still blogging, and I'm interacting with these wonderful people. I mean, they're my community all over the world. South America, Spain, Alaska. I mean, it's I'm going to meet one of them next week at my college reunion. We have reviewed each other's books, but I've never met her. So I'm going to actually have a face-to-face.
And you found her through the blog? Did you find her that way? That's amazing.
Yeah. So for those who were, if you're listening and you have an impulse to write a book, be sure you have some kind of digital connection with or you could have it in your hometown or wherever, but you can write a book alone, but you can't really revise it, edit it, and publish it unless you have a tribe, a nice little tribe of people. And you understand that, Barbara, from what you do. Yeah, you look forward to them, and they offer to do your advanced reading or help with revision and editing.
All out of friendship, really.
And actually, the friendship is the most important thing.
It is.
The friendship is even above all these other things. Well, anyway, Your question was, how did the second book come?
Yes.
Well, I thought I have so much material from my blogs and my blog posts. So I had the second book evolved in this way. About 2 years ago, I was going to write a book. It was a compilation of my Aunt Ruthie's diaries, and she figures large in my memoir. She was a huge mentor to me. And then I told, well, first of all, it was hard to read her diary. She wrote in pencil, so her writing was indecipherable. So I lost interest. I spent 3 or 4 months on it, but just didn't go anywhere. Then I told my blog readers I'm going to collect all my blog posts and make a book out of them. They all said, well, I'm not going to read it. I've already read your blog post. I don't want to. Yeah, they said don't, but they said don't in a way that they're going to help me, right?
Right.
They said it sounds boring and it's not cohesive and blah blah. And then one of the authors, in fact, this woman who's Susan Widener, who got me to go to your library, she's the one who said, why don't you write a marriage memoir? She had met Cliff and she knew from the first book that he did illustrations.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought, who in their right mind writes about their marriage?
Yeah.
But she said, no, go ahead. She said, men and women will read this.
Appealing for, yeah.
And so I started on it. And let me tell you, it's not sugar coated. It's not airbrushed with, no, it's raw in places. Even though we have a solid marriage, I do write about times when I thought I couldn't go on.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think it's a fair portrait. It's a true portrait of the ups and downs of a long marriage.
Yeah. I have it queued up on my Kindle, so I'm looking forward to reading it.
Yeah.
So.
Before you read it, you might want to look at the illustrations.
Okay.
Because many of those, you'd almost get a summary of the book by doing that, or else wait till after, but you can't do that because
they're in there.
They're embedded, yeah. The
Yeah.
photographs and the artwork.
Very nice. So you had some challenges in the sense of you're revealing what's previously private moments in your marriage. And how did that work with your husband? Was he on board with all of that, or?
I thought you'd probably get around to that question, but that's a
You don't
really
have to answer
good one.
it.
No, he's an artist, but he's also a performer who gives art and music performances in public schools. So he, there's ego there, well, with both of us. But in the beginning, he was very worried that I wouldn't write enough about him. And I assured him, well, yeah, it's going to be equal. Well, it's not quite equal, but since I'm the author and I start with my viewpoint and all of that. But I kept assuring him, and now I think he understands. Yes. I asked him to write he wrote about a robbery that happened when he was on the road with his show. And he wrote about a time he lost $100. And, he wrote about things that I wasn't privy to because I didn't have a firsthand experience with it. But I don't know. I wouldn't recommend writing a book with you, with your husband. It wasn't all that bad, but it's.
How long did it take to get that out? I feel like it was pretty quick, was it?
Yeah, well, the blog posts were over a period of years. My writing was about 2 years. Then the actual putting the book together was at least a year. Then of course it's your whole life. It was it's quicker than the first one. I had no idea what I was doing with the first book.
I was going to ask you that. Yeah.
No. we're publishing them under the name Spindle Tree Books,
Yes.
which is our imprint, but I had help with the interior design with the first book, and the second book also.
Mm-hmm.
They help you with the ISBN numbers,
Yes.
all the technical sort of things.
That is really hard to navigate because I mean, I helped my dad publish 2 books, and we used it was a branch of Simon and Schuster, but it was a paid service, and I didn't know anything. I mean, I didn't know ISBN. I was like, "Ooh, what is that?"
Yeah, it's a whole new experience.
It is.
I'm curious, what did your dad write about?
He wrote a family history, and he
What a
wrote.
legacy.
It is. It's really great to have because he wrote. He was a CPA for all his career, and then well, he retired and then started a second career in finance, and then he added to that because he's always wanted to be as a writer, and his dad said you need a job, like, so why don't
One
you
that pays,
become a CPA? Yeah, so an accountant. So anyway, though, he wrote he was 90 when he said to me, I have all these little notes that I'm going to send you, could you type them? And so we spent a year and a half probably doing that, and then right after that he had been writing short stories over a period of his whole lifetime, and he had saved them and was still writing them. So he said, okay, I've got another project to do. And so the second book is a book of short stories. So, which was published.
You could blog about this.
I have, yeah, maybe you jumped in. Yeah, I have, but not lately. He passed away right as the second book was published. So it was just kind of hard. It was just kind of a tougher time, but
bittersweet for
was,
sure.
but so happy that he did that. And it's really nice to have both of those. So well, what's next for you, Marian? So another memoir, or what do you think?
I don't know. I will keep blogging because every book has derived from blogging.
Yeah,
so
you get your ideas.
Yeah, I think I would like to collaborate with another author. I'm not sure on what. Maybe a fiction writer, because to share I don't know, the experience, and also I'll be frank with you, writing is solitary and you just sit here by yourself.
Yeah.
And if I could find a topic that would be compatible for another author and me, that would be nice. But I'm going to keep on blogging and see what happens.
I mean, everybody, it seems like in the blogging world feels like they have a book inside them, and I haven't given up the idea, but you do get ideas from other people when you read blog posts, right, especially because our blogging community is a lot of readers and then writers. So it's I mean, we're in the same group basically. So
unique.
That's unique.
I think that's unique.
It is very.
Either a blog is about writing or it's about reading, and you have a hybrid.
It is a hybrid, and you do get ideas. I mean, I see like the way you've done book promotions, it's super clever. So, like I wish we could somehow share it. Oh, I wonder if I can. Oh, it's probably going to take too long to find. Let me think for a moment. The book launch, the YouTube, was that on YouTube, Marian?
Yeah, that's on YouTube.
All right, hold on.
You could, I don't know even you could find it under Marian Beaman or Mennonite Daughter, and then it would be, I guess, type into search the word launch, and that should get you.
Okay. Can you still see me? Because I jumped over to.
No, I'm seeing you.
Okay. Excuse my big fingers here. I don't know if you can see that, me typing on the screen. So let's see. And then I wish I had thought of this ahead of time. Okay. Oh, I found you. And then and it's not a short, it's a video, or right?
Well, it's really short. I think it's
It is
15
short.
seconds or so. If you're looking at the air balloon,
Yes, here it is. Oh, okay. All right, here we go. And I think I'm going to be able to share this. Okay, let me find my way back to us. Here we go. Okay. Share screen. Where'd it go? Okay. It's not there. No, no, you know what? You know what I'm going to do, because I can't, for some reason, it won't let me.
You know what? Maybe you have to stop your video to show that.
Right. It's not even showing as a shared screen
Okay. So
option.
I think
So
if you stop your video, maybe that will replace it. I'm just
usually, yeah, I think what's happening is because I have the free version of Zoom, I don't think it's letting me. So here's what I'm going to do. If you're watching this and you want to see it, I'll put the link in the description, and so you can all find it that way. Let me see, because I have it right here, and then it just didn't show up. Right, let me try one more time. Zoom. Share screen. Oh, wait. Share. Okay. So hot air balloon. Now, Marian, can you see that?
Yes, I can.
Okay, here we go, people. All right, way to go. Is there
I'm not
sound
sure.
with this?
Yeah, I don't hear any music, but
Oh, let me see if.
yeah.
Ooh, what? Well, I don't hear any sound either. That might have be normal. I have my volume up, but at least we can see it.
You were so experimental, Barbara.
Ah,
That's what your audience.
this is so much more relaxing than trying to figure this out in a work situation, because sometimes I'm in like work Zooms and I'm sharing a screen and I have 100 screens up like on my browser. No, not that one. So this is pretty cool. Is this correct, what we're looking at?
No, we're looking at something.
This isn't right.
It says green particles satisfying video lights.
All right. I think because we're
out of space.
Yeah.
We're in outer
So,
space now.
all right, I'm gonna stop the share, but note to myself, I'm gonna figure that out for another time. So very cool though. We tried. So, but if you're watching and you want to see it, because it's really neat, I will put it in the link in the description of the video. So all right, Marian. Well, this was really fun.
It was. I
Really
learned
great.
something about you too. I did not
Oh.
know about your Wetterly heritage,
Oh,
your dad and all of that. And then about video sharing and all that good stuff.
it was a failed effort, but the video share, but I don't know why. So I did try to share a video through work one time, and we had it all up and you couldn't hear things. So that was really stressful.
It's probably just one thing you didn't do.
Yes.
You didn't know to do. But something just popped into my head right now. I have a photo of, it's just a regular photograph of Cliff and me working together on his desktop in his studio. So it just shows the backs of us, but we're looking.
Can you share it with us, or do you have it handy, or?
Oh, well, yeah, I do, but I'm not sure how I could.
Oh, okay. So, but go on.
Yes, well, maybe I'll share screen here.
Is it in your book?
Oh, Is it, no, this is a never before seen
Oh my God.
photograph. So maybe when you publish this, it won't be on the Zoom call, but
Put it on,
I can send it to you
send
and,
it to me and I'll put it on the WordPress one. I
okay.
can put it on there and then somehow I'll figure it out. Oh, I
Yeah.
know what I can do. No, send it to me. And when I edit the video, I can put it up
I'll
there.
slice it in.
Yes, I'll put it in there. Oh,
Okay.
awesome. Yeah, that'll work. I know how to do that. I taught myself. So, all right. So viewers, we have to end this because we're gonna get cut off because I have the free Zoom version. So I'm getting a little message. Well, we have a couple minutes, but I do want to say thank you, Marian, for doing this with me. That was really fun.
you.
And if you want to follow Marian, I'm going to put all of that and find out more about her books. I will put all of that in the description too, so you can find everything out about Marian and her two books, Mennonite Daughter and My Checkered Life. And I will see you either on X or on WordPress or on Instagram. So we're well connected with each other. So
Yes, we are.
so
I need to hang with you more. I learned some new things. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome, Marian. All right. I will see you again soon.
Okay.
All right.